In this video, we're going to show you how to install window sweeps on your Ford Mustang located at the top side of your doors. Now when you open up the driver's side door in the lower portion of the door panel, you're going to find a plastic push pin. We're going to use our trim tool. Go ahead and get in there. You want to pop that button out. Pull that out, set it aside. Now if you have the mock speaker set up here, you want to go ahead and remove this grill first. We're going to use our trim tool and go between the cloth covered insert and the plastic base and the leading edge right on the front, and gently pop this cover off. Once you get that off, inside this hole right here is a Phillips head screw. So we're going to go ahead in there. On the bottom side, you're going to find the connector. You can use our trim tool, release the little lock tab on there, and then pull that off of the back side of the speaker. You can use a small pocket screwdriver if you want as well. Sometimes your trim tool might work. This might be a little bit easier for you to get to, like so. Go ahead and set that speaker aside. For our power window controller panel right here, we're going to use our trim tool right up in the top here. We're going to gently put this in here and pry out, working our way around. And on the back side, there's going to be a metal retaining clip, so we're going to go in underneath. And pop that up. On the back side, we have the power unit right here. Use your trim tool and remove this connector. As for the power window switch, there's going to be a couple of Phillips head screws here. Loosen and remove these screws. Set that trim panel aside. Good, set that inside the door. Our next thing we want to do, our next job or task you want to do is we want to remove our bucket here for the door handle release. Now we're going to use our trim tool once again. You want to go underneath if you can. And want to pop this out. Now over here, there's normally a couple screws that go through the door panel into the metal shell, but our door does not have those. If yours does, go ahead and use the Phillips head screwdriver to go ahead and loosen and remove those. Now our door panel was going to go straight up. You can use your leg underneath and just kind of lift up on your leg. Wiggle that door panel free and separate it from the door. Now on the top side of the door we have our window sweep, and right here on the inside edge is a rivet securing the outer portion in place. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hold down this rubber here, and we're going to drill out that rivet. With that rivet drilled out, you can simply grab that outer sweep, lift it up and slide it off the top of the door. Now on the inner sweep, we're going to use our trim tool. I want to go ahead and pry this straight up. Work your way across the top of the door. Now on our new sweep, there's a groove all the way across, and this simply presses onto the pinch weld across the top of the door. You want to kind of get that lined up, making sure that this lines up over here. And what you're doing is on the front edge over here, you're making sure that the sweep itself comes up with the edge of the pillar right there. And on the back side over here, the sweep should come right up to the rubber seal on the end. Once you have that, simply press it down into place. Now on our outer sweep, we have the felt sweep on the inside. There's a groove just like we had on the inboard side. And on the end, there is a hole there for where the rivet is going to go into. So when installing this here, push that down, make sure that this hole lines up with the hole in the door there. Work your way down, pressing this inside and onto that pinch weld on the door. Just keep on working that down and across until it's locked in. We want to take our rivet, line that up inside. Get our rivet gun lined up in there. Now that we have our rivet installed here, our outer and inner sweep are installed. Now installing your door panel, you have these tabs that are bent downward. They fit into holes in the door panels. So we're going to feed our switch up through the door panel and bring our door panel up. Get your door lock button into the panel itself. Go ahead and push that door panel down and into place. Run your finger around the perimeter of the door between the panel and the shell. Make sure there's no gap. Check across the top. We're just running our trim tool across the top because our door panel vinyl is just aged and was peeling up a little bit. Gives it a nice clean finish between the panel and the inner window sweep. Now on your vehicle here, you want to go ahead and install the 2 door panel screws right here and here. Ours are missing. We had some damage to the inside of our door, so we can't even replace them, but definitely install those. Once you have those screws installed, grab your switch panel, install your power window switch. Install the 2 Phillips head screws on the back side of the panel itself, and we'll snug those down. Once that switch is bottomed out and that screw stops, stop. Do not over tighten it. You will crack the trim bezel. Grab your mirror switch here, Line that up. Press that on. Now let's go ahead and install this. On the back side, you have your metal clip. This goes into the notch in the metal door shell, and then the upper panel will clip into the panel on the top here. Get that bottom lined up, give it a little tap, pop that in, push in the front, and then push in the top. Upper panel is done. For the bottom here, we have our door handle bucket. Line this up. Just work your way around the perimeter, pressing that in and snapping that into place. On the front side of that door panel, down just to the side of that speaker there, we have our plastic button right here. Just simply put that back in the hole and push it in by hand. Give it a couple taps and that is locked in. On our particular model, we have the speaker set up here we need to install. Install a connector. Good, tuck this up inside. Install your Phillips head screw. And go ahead and snug down that screw. And once that screw bottoms out, just give it a little bit more. You're just securing a plastic case with a speaker that does not require a lot of pressure. Take your speaker cover, line it up, and evenly apply forward pressure onto that, snapping that into place.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.